President Trump used his first State of the Union address to praise Americans and the impact of his presidency.
This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream.
The president touted the growing economy and highlighted tax cuts and other changes from his first year in office.
Mr. Trump also condemned criminals who are immigrants, deadly gang violence, and the opioid drug epidemic, and he challenged Congress to pass immigration reform. Democrats greeted much of the speech with dissent or stony silence.
A CBS News poll shows 3 out of 4 Americans who saw the speech approve of the president's message. 8 in 10 Americans who watched say they believe Mr. Trump was trying to unite the country rather than divide it. The audience, according to our poll, was 42% Republican and 25% Democrat. Major Garrett is at the White House with details of the hour and 20-minute speech. Major, good morning.
Good morning. President Trump last night did something he almost never does, made the story of his presidency about somebody else. The guests he featured and the stories he told amplified what the administration has accomplished and what it hopes to do in the future, suggesting for the first time what's ahead is less about him and more about the country.
The state of our union is strong because our people are strong.
President Trump used his first State of the Union address since taking office to call for what has eluded past presidents, an end to bitter partisanship.
I call upon all of us to set aside our differences.
Mr. Trump called for compromise on immigration reform with echoes of campaign rhetoric.
Open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities.
He recognized the parents of 2 teenagers slain by MS-13 gang members.
320 million hearts are right now breaking for you.
And called family-based immigration a dangerous loophole that should be scrapped.
A single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. Under our plan, we focus on...
That drew hisses from the Democrats as there are limits and long waiting periods. The president highlighted his first-year achievements, including economic growth and stock market gains, but made no mention of the Russia investigation that has put him at odds with his own government.
Americans love their country, and they deserve a government that shows them the same love and loyalty in return.
He suggested federal employees who showed otherwise could be penalized.
So tonight I call on Congress to empower every cabinet secretary with the authority to reward good workers and to remove federal employees who undermine the public trust or fail the American people.
The president also tackled North Korea, citing 2 cases of Kim Jong-un's human rights abuses, including the imprisonment and mistreatment of American Otto Warmbier, who died shortly after returning to the U.S.
Otto's wonderful parents, Fred and Cindy Warmbier, are here with us tonight. Your strength truly inspires us all.
The president also singled out North Korean defector Ji Sung-ho, maimed as a boy and later tortured by the regime.
I understand you still keep those old crutches as a reminder of how far you've come.
Congressional Republicans know they will run for re-election up against President Trump's low personal approval ratings, and last night's speech was specifically designed to give them space, if they need it, to say they identify with the Americans who represent the president's policies and not necessarily himself. Norah?
Well said, Major. Thank you so much.